Hello everyone, welcome back to this video series on clinical SAS programming. In this video, I will show you how to create a Pinnacle 21 report for SDTM datasets. So I have Pinnacle 21 community version opened on my desktop. So you can download it from Pinnacle 21 website. So here I have Pinnacle 21 open. So I want to validate SDTM datasets. So before we can start validating SDTM datasets using Pinnacle 21 community, so we need to have the SAS dataset stored in the form of XPT files. So we can create XPT files using some of the code which we have already been seeing on the website. So basically we need to use a libname statement with and give a name for the library and then use the keyword export, and then we need to specify the path where we want to store the XPT files along with the name of the XPT dataset and the extension XPT, and then we can mention the library where we have our dataset, and the proc copy in is equal to option, and on the out is equal to option we need to specify the library name which we have assigned for the XPT file, and then we need to use select statement to specify the name of the dataset that we want to export to the XPT format, and then we can run it. So here on this piece of code, what we are trying to do here is first convert AE dataset to XPT file, and similarly sub AE is also converted to XPT file. Now after creating XPT files for all the datasets which are present in the study, so we can create Pinnacle 21 report. Now let's move to Pinnacle 21, and then so in order to generate Pinnacle 21 report, we need to use this validator option. So it says check compliance with SDTM, send, addm and define.xml. So let's click on validator option. So here we need to select an engine. So let's say if we are submitting our study to US FDA, so we need to select an engine which corresponds to FDA. So 2204.1 is the latest version as of now. So I'll select that. And then here in the standard, so we can validate our SDTM datasets, addm datasets, define XML and send datasets, which is used for non-clinical data. So as we are validating SDTM now, I'll select SDTM. And then so we are being asked to provide the input file format. So as we are using XPT files, we need to mention it as SAS transport or export format. So we can even in fact use comma separated or delimited files and also dataset XML files. So most commonly used version is XPT files. And then let's say that we have created our SDTM datasets using SDTM IG 3.2. So we'll have to select a version. So even Pinnacle 21 as on today, so it supports 3.3. It doesn't support 3.4 yet. So 3.2 for FDA, and we all have 3.1.2, 3.1.3, 3.2 and 3.3 IGs are supported till date. So let's say we have our datasets created on 3.2 IG, so let's select that, and then we need to open the datasets. So let's go back to the folder where we had our XPT files, copy this path and then go to browse and then paste the path here. So we have our path open. Let's select all the XPT files and then click on open. So we have 14 XPT files in that folder. All of them are selected. So now if we have already created a define.xml for us, we can validate our XPT files along with define.xml, but I have not created define.xml for these datasets, so I'll leave it blank. So it says optional if you see. And then again, so there are different versions of control terminology that we can select from. Let's assume that we have created our datasets based on this 25th March 2022 SDTM CT and then select it. So if we have license to Medra and other dictionaries, we will be able to install those dictionaries here in Medra, but I do not have access or license to any of those dictionaries, so I'll leave them blank. So after selecting all these things, all we need to do is click on validate button. So it will take some time for the validation to be completed. Let's wait. It said validation complete, and it said like validation took 11 seconds. So as I had like very limited data in these datasets, it took very less time. It again increases as the number of records in our input datasets and the number of datasets increases. So it is providing us a brief summary saying that overall 242 records were examined across all datasets, and 14 datasets were validated and 65 messages were generated. And it also mentioned that overall 4,312 checks were performed on all these datasets or records together. So we have this option to open the report. So let us click on that open report button. So it opens an Excel file. So this is how the Pinnacle 21 report will look like. So the first sheet will contain the validation summary. It will specify the configuration and the engine we have used and the IG we have specified, and other dictionary and other items will be listed here. And then here in the dataset summary tab, it will provide us the number of records if there are any rejects here in this report. So it's an overall summary of the datasets that are processed. Say for example, if we have passed any dataset which is not compliant with the standard SDTM structure, that dataset will not be processed and that may get listed here. And then so we'll have issue summary at each dataset level. So here it says on the global checks, so it said define.xml is missing, and the severity it says reject, which means that FDA will not approve this submission without a define.xml. And similarly for TS, it said on the global check, it said missing TS dataset and it had a severity of reject, which means FDA will not even receive our or take our submission because TS dataset is missing. Similarly, we have other issues found in other domains. So I'll not go into the details of these issues now. So I may make videos in future explaining some of the most commonly seen Pinnacle 21 issues and how to resolve them. So but here we have issues being identified across different datasets that is listed. So here only the issue is listed. So it does not provide us like what exactly is causing us the issue and which record has that issue. So say for example, if we see row number 12 in this report, which is related to AE domain, it says null value in AE code variable marked as required. So as per the SDTM standard variable convention, AE code is a required variable, which means it cannot contain a missing value. But in the SDTM AE XPT file, which we passed to the different Pinnacle 21 report, had a null record. So it provides us this additional detail in the details tab. So let's go to AE domain here. If you see, so it said the sixth record had this issue, which means AE seek is equal to it said record is record 1. So the first record in our AE dataset has a null value in AED code variable, and this is being marked as required. So this way we'll be able to go back and open our AE dataset and see so whether it is actually an issue or whether it can be fixed or not. If it is fixable, we'll try to fix it. Otherwise, we'll provide an explanation in the study data reviewer guide. So this is how we can generate Pinnacle 21 report using Pinnacle 21 community. Thank you for watching and keep learning.